Clutch are playing. Also apparently, Mastodon are playing. Also apparently, there's an open bar, which is possibly the most awesome. But I think the combination of those three things is going to lead to a very fun night, which we're going to document for you on this camera.
Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea, hope you're all good. We are at the Millennium Dome for the Metal Hammer Golden Gods Awards. This is the 15th annual Golden Gods Awards, and I got invited down. Me and Dan have come down to see the awards and meet some of the bands and basically just check it out. I'm well excited because Mastodon are headlining, Clutch are playing, Avatar, Orange Goblin, and there's a whole awards ceremony hosted by Chris Jericho from WWE, who I used to watch when I was like 8, so I'm mega excited. So this is the VIP bar, but we're actually just going to go and check out one of the bands sound checking now. It's going to be loud. Oh.
We're just waiting for things to kick off, really. It's really cool actually just being sort of behind the scenes and just seeing all the organisers get together with all of the press staff and all of that, and just like the attention to detail and like the level of respect that goes out to make sure all the artists are really taken care of is really cool actually. You probably don't really think about how much goes into it if you just come as a punter or if you just see it on YouTube.
This area is where the bands come through after awards or in between awards and that kind of thing, and basically all the press is going to be around here. So later on I'm going to give it my best shot at speaking to a couple of the guys from bands like Mastodon and Dillinger and stuff like that. We'll see how it fares, but it's going to be in this room. We're in the VIP balcony seating area. We got a beer now, which is great. We've already seen loads of really cool people around, and yeah, I'm nervous to interview people, but it's going to be good. So we'll just see what happens. For now, we're just waiting for the bands to start. So.
All the bands are waiting back there. They need to hear that shit. They need to know they're coming on to the best fucking crowd in London tonight. So let's hear it again. 3, 2, 1. You're going to need to take the fucking roof off for them. They're absolutely amazing. First band of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Orange Goblin!
We're Orange fucking Goblin, baby! Let's see some fucking heads banging tonight!
Band, once again voted on by the readers of Metal Hammer, sponsored by the fine folks at Monster Energy. I think you know who's going to win this one, right? The winner is Mastodon!
I'm so excited. I almost shit your pants.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
Thanks, Metal Hammer. We love you too. Thank you especially to the fans. Thank you, Metal Hammer. We're so excited to get this award. We're excited that Metal Hammer still exists. Fucking amazing. Thank you.
Thank you to the UK. You guys have been some of our biggest supporters ever from the days in Canada.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you later, okay? Enjoy the rest of it.
I gotta tell you, from Airborne, Joel O'Keefe. Come on.
Hey, so who was at Donington on the weekend? Who's still hungover from Donington on the weekend? Hey, listen, I failed music at school, so I'm going to show this back to my high school teacher and say, hey, listen, mate, you were wrong, because I can't play Green Sleeves, but I can play fucking Paranoid. I wanna rock! And hey, listen, I've got to thank the one true God, Lemmy. And this big fucker over here, give a big scream for fucking Mick from Saxon! Cheers, you fuckers, get on the piss, have a great night, we'll fucking see you at the bar right now!
The Riff Lord, Devin Townsend!
My name's Devin Townsend, and I'm a Riff Lord. And I'm here to pimp my wares as well. And apparently I shouldn't be wearing this shirt because it's an implicator in my wasted teen years where all I did was hope for a moment like this where I could be recognized as such. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop talking about my penis and please purchase all our stuff because that's how we make music. And thank you so much to the UK for allowing me to be such an unmitigated asshole in front of all you people for so many years. Thank you, Chris, for looking fucking awesome and not nailing me on stage. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, DTP. Thanks, our crew. Thanks, Paul. Fuck yeah, guys. Have a great night.
This is the PR area. It's where all the famous people are. Just saw Tom Morello. Brent Hines is about to walk past. It's all a little bit surreal. I'm sure this man needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. Hi, Devin Rifflord Townsend. Which is what I was going to ask you about. Sure. Man, you're the Riff Lord. Officially.
Doesn't make any sense. It's nepotism. That's what I feel. Because most of my stuff's all open chord stuff. So I think either I know somebody in moderately high places or I am just being self-deprecating. I'm hoping for the second.
Because I was going to say to aspiring Riff Lords, they need some advice, man.
I wonder what the plural of Riff Lord would be. Like a murder of Riff Lords?
I think it could be, which is extremely metal.
A gaggle? A murder.
A murder of Riff Lords.
To the aspiring murders of Riff Lords out there, what do you aspire to? I mean, without being a jackass, that's hard for me at this point because this environment puts me in a position where I'm on and fatigued as a result. Well, I mean, it really helped for me never really being successful. But having gained momentum slowly over the years, I've managed to get to the point where I can say something that really means something to me, and I don't have to feel like it fits in anywhere. And that's a byproduct, because I think if you offer that to somebody as advice, it may come across as being flippant, because, you know, just do something you love and the rest follows. But for me, I was just pig-headed. You know, I could never really fit in. So at first I used to think, well, this is unfortunate because I'd like to fit in. I'd like to be in a cool band that was, you know, the flavor of the week or whatever. But because I really cared about what I wrote, I've managed to sustain a career. So I would suggest that if you are writing music, find something that you really feel emotionally interested in, whether or not it's your relationship or nature or color or something. And then use your guitar, your instrument of choice, to illustrate the nature of what it is that you're trying to sing about, because that's really all it is. If it resonates with you, then it potentially resonates with others, and I think that's ultimately what music is meant to represent. It's a reflection of something authentic in somebody else. It makes us feel like we're not completely alone in a fundamentally chaotic void.
That was extremely profound.
Yay!
I was
Riff Lord.
The Riff Lord has spoken. I was going to say, to add to that, because you kind of answered the question I was going to ask next, but it was more a case of musicians that are chasing originality and longevity.
Sure.
Something that you've managed to do, I guess, in a way without effort, because your music's it's always very original, but also your career is so long now. And I suppose for people that I guess maybe watch my YouTube channel, or even for me personally, did that ever cross your mind that you had to be original on the next record, or is this something that's gonna prolong my career, or did you just not care?
I'm sure it crossed my mind. It sounds more romantic to say I don't care, right? But I think even when I tried, the things that compel me are always going to come to the surface.
Yeah.
I often think that if what it is that I'm trying to sing about is dark, I could sing Happy Birthday and people would know. Right. So I think that much to my efforts of trying to fit in or trying to be original or trying to follow what was in the scope of what makes sense on a business level important, the compulsion to create for me is a real primal thing. And I think because when I was younger, emotionally I was very closed for whatever reason. I mean, who knows, right? But I found that it would come out through music. So it became an avenue that has acted as almost like an exhaust for the process of trying to figure out what the fuck I'm all about.
Yeah.
But as it has progressed, that mechanism is the same as it's always been. It just takes on different aesthetics based on, well, your life changes.
Yeah.
So if one year I feel this way and one year I feel this way, and it's like if it's working properly, I'm going to be compelled to go in the direction that is the path of least resistance. And so that's the same with anybody. You know, if you love Meshuggah, if you love Gajira, if you follow that, all you're going to do is be a replica of what they've spent a lifetime unearthing that is unique about them. So just have faith that you have something to offer, because as a music participant, I want to hear what you have to offer. I don't want to hear a version of what I do. You know, it's like I do that. Meshuggah does that. Gajira does that. Whatever. Yeah. Do something and get to the root of who you are, and then just find ways to articulate it. And if people tell you that it's shit, then
they just don't get it.
Well, maybe. I mean, I still get told I use too much echo, but I'm like, but I fucking like echo. They're like, well, Angus Young doesn't use echo. And I was like, because he's fucking Angus Young. You know? Yeah. I think a lot of times people are critical of things just because it's, you know, sometimes they just don't like it, and that's fair enough. You don't listen to it. But to try and coerce somebody into doing something that is contrary to their nature just seems like either fearful or really arrogant.
No, I agree. Totally agree with that. That was incredibly inspiring.
Yay! That's Riff Lord.
That's what happens if you're a Riff Lord.
Riff Lord. That's right, man.
Well, look, thank you so much for answering some questions and being an inspiration to me.
You too.
Everybody.
You're doing great stuff, man, and it's like, I think we just got to keep standing on each other's backs to try and get to the top, right?
Absolutely.
Wicked, buddy.
And you have a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, and I got an Instagram channel where I put up pictures of myself taking a shit. You should see it. Devin Townsend. Lots of poop jokes. Because...
so basically I just had a couple of questions, and the first one was really, obviously the last record that came out, Dissociation, was massive. The reception's been amazing, because this is the last thing for you guys. And was that intentional to end on a high like this? Was that the idea?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we always do put everything into every record we have, but it was definitely intentional to end on while we still feel inspired and like we still care, you know, and which instead of just amazing. Like fading out and like you know, it's hard because like you said, the album did very well and we do very, you know, people are still really supportive of the band and we still feel really relevant.
Is there an element of you guys collectively that thinks, no, just keep it going, or no, that's really good.
Not me. I can't speak for anyone else.
No, that's really cool.
But I feel like, you know, artistically, it's like way cooler to just like make a statement intentionally and end it and be like, here's this body of work. Yeah, check it out. You know.
Absolutely. And do you think that was there a part of that when you were writing the album that you thought this is going to be our last record?
Not from the beginning, but about halfway through, it came to me that I was like, I think this would be like thinking of the whole thing of like, I've been in this band 20 years.
Wow.
20 years.
Fair play.
Since 1997.
That's hardcore.
So, like, partly it's just about life changing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool to be able to be in a band and travel the world for so many years, but then that becomes the norm.
Yeah,
so I want to be able to say, how can I make this next album different than every other year? And so, going into it knowing there's a purpose, knowing it's like important, really makes it special, you know? So it was worth sacrificing all the good to have this one be something completely different.
Yeah.
Like meaning-wise.
Well, I think it definitely comes across. It definitely shows musically, and I think a lot of people have found that really refreshing as well, in a wholly positive way. So, I suppose the only other real question that I had was, well, there was two. Firstly, was kind of for bands that are starting out. I'm sure you've been asked this before, but I guess in terms of longevity, because you guys, like you just said, been going 20 years. Like, what's a really sound piece of advice that you could give to a band or a band member just to go like, this is how you stick it out?
Yeah. Well, I would say like always know why you do it. Like if you can't answer that question, then you can't be honest. You don't come off as honest to people. And if you, like, you know, if you know why you do it, then your message will be honest, and then people will believe it. And if they believe you, they'll follow you into the fire, and trends won't matter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've just kept going in this direction. While other things go up and down, and there's shit going on here, and this band does this style, then this style comes in, and we're just like slowly, we're still getting bigger. You know what I mean? Even today, we still get bigger crowds. Like, but it's nothing. Just do our thing, man.
Yeah.
I think people believe that we believe it. So that's all I can. That's all I can advise. I don't know.
Be genuine.
How to being genuine is what we try to sell. Yeah.
Well, that's really good, man. Okay, the last question is, of all the possible artists you could collaborate with, purely artistically, like for your own thing, where you'd be like, that would be so cool to work with that artist. It doesn't have to be metal, doesn't have to be prog, doesn't have to be any of that thing. Just anybody. Who would you want to work with? That you'd be like, we could make some cool shit.
Man, I mean, probably someone I would have said was Mike Patton, and I did an album with him.
Yeah.
He was my favorite growing up. Probably someone like Aphex Twin or something.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Fair play. To be fair, I could see that.
Just like, yeah, that was an influence on my guitar playing. So,
yeah?
Like in a weird way. So.
Do you know what? That's the first time I've heard anybody say an artist, particularly, I suppose EDM is not the right description, but has had influence on guitar playing.
Yeah, it definitely influenced the early days of Dillinger.
In what way, do you mind me asking?
The kind of perceived randomness, but it all being super intentional.
Right.
And kind of the tones, the guitar tones were really influenced by like frequency ranges that kind of electronic music would get, like super lows and super highs. Like, so I thought of guitar as kick and snare a lot.
Okay.
And rhythmically. So that was definitely an influence on like the riffs.
That's really, really interesting. I had no idea. Well, that was literally. Thank you so much, man, for having some chats. And nice one.
I think you should call it YouTube channel, not YouTube, because this is amazing.
Thank you very much.
I like that.
Awesome. Cool,
man.
I literally just wanted to ask you, in terms of longevity and chasing originality, your advice. Because it's something you've managed to do the whole time.
Well, I mean, as far as longevity, it depends on what scale you're talking about. Everyone can have everyone can have a long and happy career in music if you play music you believe in, and period.
Yeah.
If you're not concerned about commercial success or about like that's musicians, people are like born musicians, and then you just play music, make sure that you're playing music that's authentic to yourself, then you're a success in my book.
Yes.
Yeah. As far as originality, you just play. I just concentrate on the eccentricities in my playing until I found a voice that felt like it was my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great answer. Thank you.
Well,
You've done this before.
Well, I'm known for my eloquence. All right, cheers, guys. Death to false metal. All right.
Okay, so we're like 2/3 of the way through the evening, and
what is that in beers?
This is number 6. So I'm not drunk yet, but to be honest, it's been really hectic. We went to the backstage area to meet some bands, and just everyone was in there. We didn't get a chance, but luckily got to speak to Devin, got to speak to Ben Weinman from Dillinger, and we just got to speak to Tom Morello. Of course, needs no introduction. However, that was very rushed as well. So hopefully I got to ask some good questions and you got some good answers, but the evening has been very cool so far. So we're going to watch Mastodon, and then I believe there's an after party, and we'll just see what happens.
Hello
great to be here, by the way, and it's great to see Chris again, and it's great that Metal Hammer are back, and it needs your support, and this music, you've supported it really great, and I'm really proud of you all. Thanks very much for this award on behalf of Black Sabbath. You know, thanks for all the years, and we've had a great time, and I hope you have too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's Tony Iommi, come on, the godfather of heavy metal!
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for coming out. This means the world to us. Thank you to Metal Hammer. What a fucking awesome party, right? Tony Iommi was just up here. I don't know if you saw him. He invented this beautiful music we call heavy metal that we all can share together and be a big heavy metal family, yeah? So thank you so much for Metal Hammer being one of the beacons, one of the only magazines out there that's bringing it for real. Thank you, Metal Hammer. Thanks to all of you. Have a great night. We'll see you real soon, okay?